Is Garnacho still a target for Chelsea?
Yes, 100%. The later it goes on, I think the more Chelsea will feel that they can get him lower than what Manchester United's valuation is of Garnacho. Manchester United, like Carve was saying about Nicholas Jackson, comparing the market to other players who go for that certain amount of money. I was just going to use a comparison of Ekitike. He's never had any Premier League experience, and he went for 70 million. That Chelsea will look at that and say, well, this guy has got Premier League experience and he has scored goals in the Premier League, so why can't we charge that much? By the same token, Manchester United will say about Alejandro Garnacho, well, Noni Madueke and Anthony Elanga, they went for £50 million plus. That's why we're valuing Garnacho at £50 million. The big difference here is that it's kind of been made clear that Manchester United are willing to sell him and that he's got no future at Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. So it seems, I know we're talking about there's always a way back. From the outset, it looks like there's 4 or 5 players, but there doesn't seem to be a way back. But there were reports emanating over the weekend that Manchester United's so-called bomb squad wouldn't be allowed to leave on the cheap. But the later we go in the window...
But they would say that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but the later we go in the window, you wonder whether that ship has sailed a little bit, only because if they want to get rid of them, clubs are going to spot an opportunity, rather like Manchester United might spot an opportunity if they were in the other side of the equation. Yeah. So I think United will want to get these deals done as close to the market values that they have for these players, but then also there might be an element of them thinking, for far too many years, we have kept players that shouldn't have been here, rather like Arsenal did, and then Arsenal made that move, didn't they? Let's just cut our losses, start again. I wonder if Manchester United are thinking the same.
Also, when we're talking about Chelsea, we should mention how much money they've made from selling players this summer. I think they've made something like £270 million from moving on something like 16 or 17 players. So I know some clubs have been criticised for just buying and not selling, but you have to say Chelsea are very, very good when it comes to selling players as well as buying them.
Indeed. Nicholas Jackson was linked with Newcastle as a replacement for Isak. So what's the latest on him?
Well, look, there are a lot of reports in Germany this afternoon which say that Bayern Munich are interested in signing Nicholas Jackson. Now, they are one of at least 5, 6 clubs who are interested in signing him. Although, in the last few minutes, our colleagues at Sky Germany are downplaying the links with Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich would be interested potentially in taking him on loan, but a loan is of no interest whatsoever to Chelsea unless it is a loan with an obligation, which basically is a permanent deal.
But wouldn't he just be a backup?
Well,
Harry Kane.
I mean, that's the thing, because at Chelsea, he wants to be the main man. And since they signed Delap and João Pedro, he knows he's not going to be the main man, although I think Chelsea would be happy for him to stay. So you are totally right. If he goes to Bayern Munich, the main man there, of course, is Harry Kane. But having said that, Bayern Munich are Bayern Munich. It's difficult to say no to Bayern Munich. But I just get a feeling that perhaps he would prefer to stay in the Premier League, and there is a lot of interest in him from Premier League clubs. What's holding it up is, I think, everyone's waiting to see after tonight's game what happens with Alexander Isak. Does he stay or does he leave? And that will have a knock-on effect to what happens with Nicholas Jackson. But I would expect him to leave. Having said that, he's still training with the Chelsea first-team squad. So he's not with the so-called bomb squad, because just like Christopher Nkunku, he's doing the same. Chelsea are just preparing for the fact that either or both of them might stay. And if they stay, then they could be reintegrated quickly into Enzo Maresca's plans.
Carlo, you mentioned that the Isak deal could be like the domino that sets everything off. It could actually be the domino if Isak was to go for maybe Newcastle United to go for Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you know, there is some interest from Newcastle United in him. I think, you know, he's a very good player, Nicholas Jackson. Obviously, he wants to be the main man wherever he goes. There's just a little small question mark over his disciplinary record. Remember what happened at the end of last season with his sending off and the Club World Cup?
Also,
he got another red
big
card.
chances as well. So if you Chelsea, we understand want 80 to 100 million for a player who misses big chances, and who knows what Newcastle might get for Alexander Isak, but it may not be that much more than 100 million. So why would you buy a player that misses a lot?
The thing I say, I don't think he misses a lot.
Misses big chances.
I'm not sure that that's true, although I have seen some statistics, I don't know, XG or something it's called, that he doesn't...
So old school.
Yeah, I don't know, but there was some stuff I read about the fact that he doesn't finish as many chances as he should do. But having said that, he's a proven Premier League goalscorer. If he missed as many chances as you say he misses, then there wouldn't be all these clubs trying to sign him.
Yeah.
Now, your point about his valuation being 80 to 100 million pounds, his valuation is dictated by the market. If Alexander Isak is worth 150 million pounds, then I think Chelsea would say, well, Nicholas Jackson is worth 80 if Isak is worth 150. Now, I can see you rolling your eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to get 80, but I think they will get somewhere in the ballpark of what Premier League clubs have.
Chelsea have completed a sensational double swoop with the arrivals of Dutch midfielder Xavi Simons and Argentine winger Alejandro Garnacho, marking a statement of intent ahead of the upcoming season. The two highly rated youngsters bring pace, flair, and creativity, strengthening Mauricio Pochettino's options as the Blues aim to return to the top of English and European football. Simons, widely regarded as one of Europe's brightest midfield talents, joins from Paris Saint-Germain after a standout loan spell at RB Leipzig, where he impressed with his vision, technical ability, and work rate. Meanwhile, Garnacho leaves Manchester United to take on a new challenge at Stamford Bridge, having already showcased his explosive dribbling and eye for goal in the Premier League.